All right. So subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. Let's talk about what HEROIC's going to do now that they've had to rebuild for the 17th time. So it looks like HEROIC's going to sign SunPayus and Nilo to round out the Sangal trio. The Sangal trio is a good one to snag because they're in invite range. And what was it? Which trio were they getting? Which trio was it? Was it why am I spacing? No. Okay, so it's X-Flawed, Youngster, and Linus. Okay. And then SunPayus and Nilo. Yeah, so HEROIC's going from losing their team to basically getting a core that's going to be getting invited to all these events because top 30 will get you in there. I think, are they going to be in Bounty? Are they in here? Yeah, they are. So they have this trio right here. Yeah. So HEROIC's going to take this spot. So they've sold, they're going to rebuild again, but they're going to have an opportunity here. HEROIC is by adding SunPayus and bolstering up this trio and Nilo, right? So where they can not only just, if they do well here, if they even just like break through a little bit, they can work their way up and start getting invites into more events as well for, because some of the tournaments have a tougher invite system, but in general, I think this is, HEROIC is, I feel bad for them because I feel like they're in this situation where like they're basically a farm team for like the super elite teams / people with the deepest pockets. However, they're also, dude, they're doing so much work right now. Like they are making every dollar they get go the full distance. You know what I mean? So I really hope HEROIC has more success, honestly. But fuck, it's got to be so hard to be a fan of this because they don't really have, they do have 3 Swedes, actually. Maybe the Swedish team will start to support HEROIC a little bit. But I feel like it's hard for them to build any sort of big fan base because they move their players, like their identity changes so much. I guess counterpart could be like, maybe because they're changing teams so much, people actually are becoming more fans of the org. Like, honestly, I'm starting to become a fan of just the org for how much they're doing with how little they have. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but it's kind of fun to just like cheer for the underdog. Like, this is like, they're like perma underdog, you know? They're underdog of the financial situation of Counter-Strike. Yeah, I think overall, though, this is solid. No Spinx. Looks like no Spinx. I don't know where Spinx is going. There hasn't been a single rumor with him, right? Not anything that I've seen from like people that actually report on stuff, right? I don't think so anyway. I don't like to go down the rumor mill too hard, but it did seem like it did seem like Spinx was doing some shit that people were not. It's political. It's like it seemed like there might be a bit more to it, like in terms of the political side of shit that he was doing, where people weren't really wanting that around the team. So it could be that. I don't want to perpetuate it too much though, but I saw something like that. So maybe it's like people like are don't want to have that around the team. But I find that impossible to believe that Spinx would no longer be on Vitality, and there isn't a team in this range that's like looking to pick him up. I'm trying to look like what. No, he can't. Like, if Elige is going to FaZe, he's not going to be going there. He's not going to Mouse. Like, where does he actually go? Where does he, like, let's like actually try to find a spot for him. Because he's not going to go up, right? Like, he's not going to work. It's not like G2 or Navi are going to be knocking on his door. At least I couldn't imagine that. Unless somebody else from, no, because, like, okay, the only way he could go to FaZe is if somehow Rain is, like, retiring. And then Elige is actually coming in for Rain, and then Spinx is coming in for Rops. Like that I'm trying, like that is, and I don't think that's happening, by the way. I'm just trying to think of like, where could Spinx even be going? Like, probably not Liquid. I don't know why you would want him in Liquid with the current players that they have. I don't think he's going to go play for Cole. You guys think he might come in for Hunter? Maybe. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm overlooking that a little bit. Maybe is what yeah. That could work. That could work. I think you guys actually said something helpful for once. I think that could happen, but man, I don't know. Does Hunter just like retire after that, or does he like I don't know. I feel like they probably could use Hunter in this team though. As dumb as that sounds. Like, in a way, Hunter becomes actually the most experienced player on the roster. Snacks, obviously, but like in recent times. I don't know. I'm very critical of Hunter at times, and he's definitely sold me in HLTV Fantasy, so I'm totally not holding a grudge here. I think Spinx is a clear talent upgrade. I just wonder, does the team really need more talent, or does it need other stuff? Like I said, like intangibles. If you have Heavy God, Mulbs, Monacy, are you really struggling on the firepower front? I don't know. Sometimes stuff like that helps, man. You don't like if okay. Wait. Also, is there rules about no? Because Mulbs has been on the team long enough, and so is Snacks. I was wondering about roster moves, but man, it's gotta feel weird too, though. I guess it really probably comes down to what does Monacy want. I bet you it's like I feel like he's got a lot of say now. I don't know. I'm really trying to think about this actually. Like, it would look so odd if Hunter was out of G2 though, wouldn't it? Like, imagine G2 is Snacks, Spinx, Heavy God, Mulbs, Monacy. It's actually completely different. Like, except for Monacy. I wonder if he like would want that. Sometimes players together just make sense, even if it's like a clear upgrade. I'm trying to play devil's advocate on Hunter's behalf because I do think Spinx is like a clear upgrade, you know, on paper. But man, we see so many things on paper fail, which is good for Counter-Strike, as I always like to point out. It's good for CS. I don't know. So, all right. Yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting little thought exercise of where, I mean, would you guys agree that if it's not G2, it really does feel like he's going to fall almost out of a top 20 team range? If he doesn't just sit and wait, it might actually be better for him to just sit and wait one cycle. I don't really see any place for him. Nah, he's good enough, Chipper, to sit a little while. As long as he doesn't, if he sits and has a contract on him, though, then it's different. If I don't know what Spinx's contract, if it's actually over or not. If he sits 6 months on the bench, it becomes a lot harder, yeah. If he sits 6 months and he has no contract or like buyout at the end of the second one, it definitely becomes very easy.